She lived in a nice 3-bedroom brick home. She had a new car. She had all of the gadgets, the things that we all like to have and to play with. And ultimately, she lost all of that. Her house was repossessed. Her car was taken from her. She was just in dire straits, and so she came in with nothing, and she applied for TANF. We helped her through employment job search. We did some work experience with her, and she was just absolutely wonderful. Right. The type of work that she did previous to coming to apply for TANF was a supervisor in a telemarketing firm. Apparently she was excellent at the job because she could be hired back. Her problem was her car had been repossessed and she could not get to work. Consequently, she had to take another job. We overcame the barrier of her not having a car during employment search was we used our local transportation agency to actually help her job search. Once she got the job, we worked with her to find a ride with somebody that she worked with back and forth to work. They picked her up and took her back home each day. Ultimately, we talked with the Methodist Foundation, and they actually gave her a car. This lady, when that car was presented to her, was just so emotional. It was a rewarding experience for everybody involved. We talked a lot. She called me a lot on the telephone when things weren't going very good, and I kept talking to her, and one of my favorite sayings as a case manager is, "This too shall pass." It won't always be like this. These are tough times, but hopefully in 3 to 5 years we're going to look back on this and say, that was tough, but it did pass. So what we have to do is, as case managers, I think, is to help our clients persevere through the tough times and be there for them so that they can realize that other folks do care about them. It's not just about policy. It's not just about doing case management. It's about emotionally investing our lives in our clients' lives as well. I remember one time she called me and she had gotten an award for helping the company to figure out a better way to do a certain process. And she got an award for that, and she was especially proud of that as well. I see her on rare occasions, but she is so successful, and every time I see her, she just comes over and just hugs me. And if my wife is there, she'll hug my wife, and she just talks and tells us again how appreciative she is of what DFACS has done for her. Well, as a case manager, there's just no more reward than that. When you go that extra mile, when you work really hard for your client, and then it all culminates into something that you know that will benefit this client and will solve a lot of problems for that individual, it's just rewarding. It really is. Just can't tell you what I felt that day. I felt almost kind of like she did.